But like I say, I've never seen anyone fighting over anything. My God, what is wrong with these people? If those vigilants are Stendar or anything like these idiots, then
What was that?
perhaps I was right to kill that one. I mean, if people are going to go on at me about the evils of Daedra thing when they don't understand the good ones. I hear you. There we go. Just let it happen. It'll all be over soon. I am getting unbelievably cocky. Sure, Mother would have something to say about that. She would probably bare my legs and slap them. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't use Reddit. I have a Reddit account, I just don't use it, really. Ideally, I wanted to try and keep up with certain content creators that I follow. But then I just gave up. Just gave up and went with and time to use my slow time or freeze time powers. Yeah, I got stuck on the door there, that was my bad. I am not from the southeast of UK. I'm activated Ancestor's Wrath when I didn't mean to there, because things fell. Me too, actually. But yeah, I'm Welsh. I just don't sound very Welsh in comparison to a lot of people around my area. I don't know why specifically, I just tone down my accent, especially when I'm talking to people that aren't Welsh. Oh, I get you. Yeah, it might even depend on the area, but I don't know. I love the Welsh accent, or a very specific Welsh accent, which is a certain area of the valleys. I think it's like the next valley over from me. I love their accent because it's not so slow that they sound like they don't know what they're saying. Because you get some people, and not even ones where English isn't their first language. Oh, and another scroll of Cyclone. I'll take that. I can just try it. But, like I say, and I love their accent where, like I say, they speak regular speed then. It's difficult to explain. Yeah, it's just difficult to explain. By Reven. I mean, I don't know how any of this pertains to me, but books to sell are books to sell. Time to eat more food. Raw venison. I thought the sweet roll had a weight of 2 then, but it was value. Like I say, there's a certain Welsh accent that I love anyway. It's just always like, I don't know, you hear someone speaking with that accent, and probably you guys have it the same way, but you hear someone speaking with that accent and it just immediately takes you home, you know, if that makes sense. Yeah, there are Welsh people, like in the Rhondda Valley, and even more so up in North Wales, where their first language is Welsh, not English. My understanding of Welsh is so basic that, because we were taught it in school as a second language, which isn't that great. You can't have a proper conversation with someone in Wales, in Welsh, from Welsh second language, you know. It's a bit like learning French in school, you know. You get to learn things like, I don't know, oh yeah, here's where my bedroom is in my house, and here's how many, let me tell you how many pets I have and what my family dynamic is. Because, of course, you're going to walk up to a random French person and say those sorts of things. Well, Welsh second language is very similar to that, and that's what we were taught in school, but it was from nursery school. In fact, Welsh was actually outlawed. They weren't allowed to teach it at all after the Industrial Revolution, because the English came in and basically stomped out Welsh culture and language, and the Welsh kind of just sat back and let them do it because of coal money, really, and it survived in various little pockets. But yeah, like my great grandmother, when she first came to the area as a child, she could only speak Welsh. She couldn't speak English at all, and it was eventually beaten out of her. But yeah, so like I say, my understanding of Welsh is so basic, and I can read it kind of. Like, I might not necessarily understand it, but I know the phonetics of the language. But as far as actually speaking it goes, you've got no chance. You know,
It's not my war, Sarah.
Your people. The Nords. What kind of life would we be giving our little one if we stayed here?
Well, let me think about it.
yeah, pretty much. As far as the UK goes, there are 3 official languages. There's obviously English, there's Scottish Gaelic, and Welsh. I'm not sure if Cornish is technically a language or a dialect. There were 2 schools of thought on that. Like, we had a Cornish teacher in secondary school, and she argued that it wasn't a language, it was a dialect. So, you know, go figure. But yeah, they kind of, if you want to throw Irish Gaelic in there as well, you can, but my understanding is most of the residents of Northern Ireland speak English, but then the Republic speak English and Irish Gaelic. But again, Irish Gaelic, much like Welsh and Scottish Gaelic, spoken fluently in small pockets and then taught as a second language in, you know. But yeah, up until 1993, I think it was actually outlawed to teach Welsh in school. And then in 1993, they repealed that and started setting up Welsh language schools where they teach you Welsh as a first language. You don't use English at all, as far as I know. Which one of my friends actually went through that system. So, and one of my cousins actually, who I don't see very often, he went through that system starting off, and as a result, when he had to move schools, I forget the reason, or decided to move schools anyway, and went to an English school. But as a result, his grades in I think it was science, and a couple of other subjects started to slip because he didn't understand the terms in English because he learned them all in Welsh. And so yeah, like I say, I learned Welsh as a second language, so I don't really know, I can't really speak it, and it's obviously honestly never really come up in my day-to-day life where I need it, which is a shame, because I would love to speak it fluently, if I'm honest. And it's somewhat difficult to learn how. I think there's one resource that I know of, and it's the BBC's Great Welsh Challenge. But yeah, if anyone has anything they want to they want me to translate, I can run it through Google Translate and read it and paste it in the chat. I'm always willing to do that kind of thing, but I can't actually speak Welsh. So anyway, back to hello, sir.
Seems like no one is getting a decent night's rest in Dawnstar, stranger. Best buy your steel and move on.
I was actually hoping to sell some steel.
Looking to protect yourself? Or deal some damage?
No, I want to sell it. Yeah, it kind of is, but... And I mean, this is part of the reason why a lot of English people don't understand it, and honestly, they shouldn't, but... Because again, it's never taught to them, these kinds of things. But this is why a lot of the Scots and the English have always had a tumultuous relationship anyway. Always. The same with the Irish. I mean, the Irish fought probably the longest to keep the English out. I mean, the Scottish, slightly different, because eventually they shared a monarch, so...
The Imperials think we need their laws.
If you say so. So yeah, they kind of...
My duty is to guard Brina Meredith.
Good for you. Like I say, because it's not taught or anything. But yeah, that's a lot of the reason why there's tension between... some Welsh people cannot stand the English, regardless, and there was a point where, certainly when I was a lot younger, I would have been like that. I was a bit more like that as well. And when I say younger, I mean probably before secondary school. It wasn't necessarily a case of me being brought up to think that way either. It's just how, through learning little bits and pieces about how the English kind of came in and stomped all over the Welsh. It does kind of, and then eventually you get to a point where you just decide to let it go, because you can't let hatred rule how you think about the world, and people who do ultimately lose out. They get left behind by history and seen as jokes. So
well, I was thinking, sir,
but I yeah, exactly. That's probably a pretty good analogy there, Fletch. And again, probably New Zealand and Australia have similar things as well, where the indigenous peoples were screwed over so much by European settlers, but you're not taught about it. So to you don't understand the reasons for certain tensions between people, and again, it's not universal, because there are some people that just, they don't care and they let bygones be bygones, but I can also understand people that can't let it go. It's I can understand that point of view as well, but it's kind of Australia did some real shit, but well, even as recently as, was it the 70s or something like that, in the 1970s, taking children from indigenous peoples, from Aborigines, and basically bringing them up white. Well, that might have been the 1870s, but anyway, yeah, that was the thing at one point, which is despicable. But yeah, like I say, a lot of English people don't understand why some Welsh people and Irish people are so harsh on them. But that's the reason. Is because the English have a history of stomping all over the Celtic nations. And I think something like 70% of the world at one point. How did we end up on... Oh yeah, I remember. Because Welsh. But, I mean, again, to give you another idea...
Storm cloaks? Oh, perfect. That's why I like having you about. Oh, you're always good for a laugh.
Yes, sir, that's me. The oafish servant.
Why do I get the feeling I'm not welcome here?
For glory yard. The Empire will never...
I don't even want to talk to you people.
I'm here to lend my magic to the people of Dawnstar.
Yes, hello.
If you're here about the nightmares, I'm afraid my pleas to the College of Winterhold go unheard.
Well, that's unfortunate. If I go there, I will try and do something to help that along. But I need supplies. Can I buy some stuff from you, please?
Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
If we win, this war's gonna drag on for years. I can feel it. We need to prepare for a long struggle.
You all seem to have the same thing. It's weird. Well, it's the same things. I'm definitely gonna go fox skin now. That seems like it would be handy. Yeah, literally all the court mages seem to just have the same spells, so... Oh, actually thinking about it, yeah, the Riverwood Trader apparently has some of the spell books, but again, if I can... If the game takes me there, then eventually we'll go there, but... Okie doke, Hasman. But yeah, you know, like I say, it is a shame. I have an auntie actually who was born in England. Henceforth, she is English. But she tells or certainly when she first went over to Ireland, had to tell everyone that she was Welsh. I mean, she grew up in Wales, so she's pretty much Welsh anyway, but yeah, that's how bad the tensions were at one point. I'm not sure if they've improved. I think they've improved in recent years, but still, you know. In fact, I probably shouldn't have mentioned it at all, but there we go. Was the Battle of Wounded Knee the one with Custer? That bastard. Or am I thinking of something else? Another one. I mean, apparently as well, like, as far as that goes, there's that whole thing with the Buffalo Soldiers as well, where slaves were basically conscripted into the US military, and they were told, yeah, you wipe out or my understanding of it anyway, which isn't that vast, so take what I'm saying here with a handful of salt, but apparently, yeah, they were African slaves that were told that if they fight the Native Americans and wipe them out and were conscripted into the US military, that they would be able to live freely. And once they had done what it was that they were going to do, they were basically deported to the Caribbean islands, apparently. Again, my understanding of that might be way off. You know, and my memory might be entirely wrong there, but I somewhat remember that being a thing. Yeah, why not? What do I have that you will buy? Not a lot, actually. Soul gems. Ah, bighorn. Yeah, that was okay. Thanks, Publican.
Back to another fine day in Dawnstar.
Enough
Yeah,
of
can I
your
use your
nonsense.
table, please? Thank you.
We will talk about this another time.
I had hoped life would be simpler here, but war seems to find a way of following me.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm gonna use your table. Yeah, like I say, again, I'm not 100% sure of any of this, so, you know, again, take it with a handful of salt. But if anyone can confirm what I said about or what I was saying about the Buffalo Soldiers, that would be
Empire
great.
is bound to bring their battle mages against us.
I've told you before, Scald. I have no
Wait, can I
interest in taking
even-
sides in this war. I've no desire to be killed.
What
Ooh, that's pretty.
good mage if she refuses to fight? Where's your sense of duty?
When I came here, my only duties were to cure crop diseases and occasionally light a bonfire on holidays. I didn't sign up to kill.
Fine, but this isn't over, Medina. We'll talk again.
Tense conversation. I'm gonna leave you all to it. I'm not feeling very welcome, frankly. I thought that was the case, yeah.
We won't give up this port to the Imperials without...
I wasn't sure if it was, or my understanding was that it was the US military, but if it was the British, then fair enough.
Everything's all right?
The British have a lot to answer for, actually.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks.
Oh no, it was America, Fletch, that Buffalo Soldiers was a thing for. Only, like I say, I'm not sure which side it was. It might have been during the Revolutionary War or when I forget. So, you know, I very well might have been the British that... Yeah, like I say, my understanding of the whole thing might have been a bit hazy. Anyway, I think we're not going to go to bed yet. We'll do that at the start of the next stream, I think, because
I'm
yeah.
sorry. My mind was just somewhere else. Do you need a room? Drink?
I'm good, thank you, but thank you for asking. Anyway, yeah, I think that's where we're going to
need a
leave things for now.
My daughter
Because,
Karina sings to the guests when she can. She has her mother's
Yeah.
voice.
It seems like it's a good place to leave off. I hope to see you all soon, and yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.